we will be asking some important questions about learning English. Let's go! Are there any English idioms or expressions that you find interesting or confusing? English idioms or phrases? Wow, a lot of them. In fact, that is a difficult thing to learn. I remember the first time I knew about idioms in English. It blew my mind. Seriously. Because there's a wide variety of them, and you never stop learning. So they are difficult to learn, but also very interesting. You should do that. I mean, learn idioms. By the way, Tangerine Academy has great videos with advanced vocabulary. Thank you so much! How do you stay motivated and persistent in your English learning journey? Well, here I have to say something very important. It is impossible to stay motivated all the time. But when I don't feel like studying English, but I have to do it, I think about my future. Why did I start learning English? Then I remember that if I keep studying, I can achieve my goals. But in my opinion, discipline is more important than motivation. Remember that. Excellent! What are some resources or tools you use to enhance your English skills? Websites, applications, games, or those kind of tools you use to learn English? Well, I don't use many tools. I watch a lot of videos and listen to podcasts in English. I use Google Translator a lot, all the time. Every time I see a new word, I want to know what it means. Websites? Yeah, maybe to test my English. I love taking exams or do some tests in English. Applications. I've tried some, but I didn't like them, so I don't use them. Alright, have you had any memorable experiences while practicing English with native speakers? Oh yeah. But before we continue about the previous questions, yeah, I use a very important tool, my cell phone and a notebook. Seriously. I use my cell phone to investigate new words and phrases in English, watch videos, etc. And a notebook because I like writing my thoughts in English at the end of the day. That's all. And about your question, what was that? Sorry. No problem. Have you ever had any memorable experiences while practicing English with native speakers? Oh, right. Yeah, a lot. One that I remember, sure. Once I traveled to a touristic place in my country. I went there with my girlfriend. There were a lot of tourists there. In fact, we were the only ones from our country. And we had to stay there together for 5 days. It was a lot of time. Happily, they spoke English. And I was able to communicate in English too. I have to tell you, that moment was one of the best moments in my life. I made friends from different countries. I understood almost everything they talked, their jokes, their experiences. We still keep in touch through social networks. It's fantastic to have friends from all over the world. Interesting. How do you balance grammar and fluency in your English learning? Oh, grammar. It was my nightmare, I must say. Well, I have some grammar guidebooks. I think that's the best way of learning it. When I need to learn some grammar rules, I just sit down and focus on that grammar. Then I go online to practice doing tests or exercises in English and fluency. I usually go to these touristic places to practice my English. That's my secret. There, I know a lot of people from different countries, so I can practice my English with them. Are there any cultural aspects or customs associated with English that you find intriguing? The way they speak. I mean, the words do not sound the same as how they are written. Also, the idioms. There are a lot of idioms. But you asked about the culture. They are more open. I made good friends. In fact, it's easier to make friends from other countries than from your native country. Well, that's what I think. What do you think, guys? Alright, what strategies do you find helpful for improving your reading and writing skills in English? Reading. Well, I read every time I have the chance to read. Everything. If I find a book, I read it. If I see news in English on the TV, then I read the prompts. If I see a product made in an English-speaking country, then I read the specifications. So, my advice is read every time you have the chance. The same happens with writing. Write whenever you can. I have my notebook there. I write everything. My thoughts, my day, what I feel, everything. So write whenever you can do it. Interesting. Are there any specific English accents or dialects that you aspire to understand better? Well, the most common. British and American are the most famous and, in my opinion, the easiest. But English from other countries, for example from Africa or Asia, that's very difficult to understand. I mean, you can understand what they mean, but not very clear. That's the thing. Alright, how has learning English impacted your personal and professional life? I have to tell you something. English changed my life completely. I met new people, made a lot of friends. I was able to know new cultures. I got a better job. Of course, it changed my life. It was one of the best things I could do. Seriously. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. We don't have time for more questions. But if you want another video with questions about learning English, Just let us know.
Mm, Self introduction.
Only introduction.
Start